Hey, this is Chuck Ragan with Hatch Outdoors and Hatch Pro staff, and I'm here to talk about the rigging techniques for the float and fly method. I'm coming at you from Northern California, where I do a lot of it in the winter months, and it can be an extremely successful method when targeting suspended and lethargic game fish. The way that we do that is by imitating a suspended or lethargic bait fish. Under an indicator, long leaders, floating lines, and I'm going to explain to you a couple elements of this rig first, and then show you how I like to rig it. A lot of the flies that we're throwing are pretty small, 32 or 16th ounce, 8th ounce flies, jig-headed flies, okay? And what we're doing is we're just imitating a suspended bait fish or dying bait fish. The next important element of this is the bobber. All right, I worked with Jay Cockrum of Jay Decatur out of Truckee, California, to create this thing, and he hand turns these on a lathe, balsa wood bobbers, extremely light, extremely reactive, and absolutely the best thing that I've found for fishing with this method. What we did is embedded a swivel up into it to have a ring to tie to, because an important aspect of this is having two independent loop knots on a ring underneath your indicator to give yourself a nice 90-degree drop. It's got to be a pretty stout, strong ring to withstand, because there's all your stress when you're on, okay? So here's how we rig the thing. I'm fishing typically 7-weight rigs for this floating line, and I will do a piece of 20-pound blue label. This is mono here, 20-pound blue label, and I'll go anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. Loop-to-loop connection on the fly line, then non-slip loop knot there on the swivel, and then, excuse me, Ella, and then from here I'll do anywhere from 24 to 36 inches of 16-pound fluoro, the red label, and we want another loop knot there, as we talked about, giving us that straight 90-degree drop. At the end of our 16-pound, we're going to do another perfection loop, and then followed by a length of 8-pound red label fluoro. Okay, perfection loop on the end of that, loop-to-loop connection there, stays nice and strong. And then as far as your length goes, that's going to be whatever the fish are telling you it is. All right. Then our balanced minnow patterns, whatever that's going to be, and loop knot to that is fine. If you have one that stays pretty balanced, you don't necessarily need to run a loop knot on your fly, but that's pretty much the rig. Again, as far as depth goes, my simple theory is, most of the time we're fishing anywhere, this rig, anywhere from 8 on up to 13, 14 feet. The depth that we're fishing doesn't necessarily mean we are fishing to the fish at that depth. It's more so fishing to a depth that the fish are willing to come up to. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. There's a ton more to this method. Don't be mistaken, it's not a method of just staring at a bobber. It's extremely reactive, it's very sight oriented, you got to be tuned in and focused, but it's highly successful in the cold water months. This is Chuck Ragan with Hatch Outdoors. For more information and rigging techniques from other guides and pro staff, visit hatchoutdoors.com. Thanks for joining us.